Hi all, this is Meyleen Velasquez. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and a registered play therapist. And today I was hoping that we can talk briefly about teenagers and any challenges that might be going on in terms of online attendance to classes. As we think about challenges that COVID has brought to a lot of the people that we work with, one of the biggest challenges perhaps for many of the teens that we're working with is online education. The complexities of why a teenager chooses not to attend online classes are messy, and there can be a myriad of reasons why they're choosing not to attend, whether it's worry, fear, insecurities, or very realistic challenges in their homes, such as a parent that might be hoarding, or other children that are running around, or not having a safe place to attend classes. So we want to make sure that we're creating a safe space where we can process with clients whatever it is that's coming up for them. Usually the first step for me when it comes to assessing behavior is having a meeting alone with the parents. And of course, this often depends on the age of the client. However, even regardless of the age, depending on the dynamics of the family, the parental functioning, and what you're going to disclose, or what they're going to disclose to you rather, it's going to be really helpful to have that meeting alone so that parents can share whatever it is that they're feeling, experiencing, what they're concerned about, without fear that they're going to share something or say something that's going to hinder the parent-child relationship. After we have collected some information about what the parents are observing, then we want to invite the client in to have an individual session with us where we can discuss what's happening, what's showing up, and what is getting in the way of them attending classes. I find that for older children, and also for many of my adult clients, one of the ways that I tend to begin challenging sessions is by speaking the taboos. Speaking the taboos means saying things that you're really not allowed to say or you're not supposed to say, but that they're the truth or what many people are experiencing and what might very realistically be getting in the way of your client to attend classes. So an example of speaking the taboos might be me sharing with the client, I know that many other teens are afraid to attend classes online because maybe this is the first time that many of their classmates have seen their homes. And maybe some of us are not so comfortable, and some of us are embarrassed and ashamed of the homes that we live in. Some of us don't really have a lot of privacy in order to have classes because people are going to be coming in and out. Some of my teen clients have shared that they haven't been able to go to the hair salon or to have somebody do their hair in the way that they usually would. And so it can become really awkward and uncomfortable to have their classmates for the first time see their natural hair, or to see a part of them that they don't feel so comfortable sharing. So I know that there's usually a lot more that meets the eye when it comes to the reasons why we're not doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. But I would like to have a conversation about what's getting in the way for you. And whatever it is, this is a safe space for us to share it. And so as you create that safety for the client to be able to share with you about their experience, you want to check in. What is it like for you? Have you attended any classes? Have you tried? What thoughts come up? What feelings come up? And then you want to go to your interventions that you have been trained in to help the client troubleshoot through whatever the issue that's coming up for them is. Troubleshooting is going to be important and crucial. So if the client doesn't want to share, for example, their house because maybe they feel a little bit embarrassed or a little bit ashamed of their room or the place that they're at, then you want to help them to figure out, is there a place that would be safer for them to attend classes in? Can they put something on their background? Whether it is a science fair type board, or whether it is some curtains, or whether it is a sheet hanging on the wall that would help to create a separation between where they're at and what the areas that they're not so comfortable with. And you want to check in with them. Have they come up with any ideas? Do they have any ideas? Maybe you can go online together and find some creative ways to create a sense of safety so that the client can meet their goals. Ultimately, you know your clients best. You know what's accessible to them, but it's also important to check in with them to see if maybe they have some ideas that they haven't done, because there might be some cognitive distortions that are getting in the way, where they think this is going to be silly, or this is not going to make sense, or their family members are not going to accept it. So you want to check in with them. And then if appropriate, you want to help to create that bridge between what the client is experiencing and what the parents are observing and how they're conceptualizing it. So that then the parents can also become an ally in helping the child or the teen to resolve whatever the issue is. You also want to check in with the client whether they're having any difficulty with sustained attention. Online classes can feel very different than in-person classes, and for many it can be really hard to stay focused. So you want to troubleshoot with the client what are some ways that they can remain attentive, whether it is having a fidgeter or whether it is taking standing breaks. If that's going to be helpful, then how can they do that? So if it's a fidgeter, you can talk about Play-Doh, or you can talk about a fidgeter such as this one, which is a Tangle, but it actually requires purchasing something. So you want to check in what the client has in their home. If they don't have access to Play-Doh, they can make a simple squeeze ball with some cornstarch and a balloon. So cornstarch inside of a balloon that can make a really squeezy stress ball. The client can make Play-Doh or can make slime if they have access to those things. Sometimes having just something in hand with texture, whether it is a pencil, a pen, a toy, or anything else that they might have available, can be really helpful in keeping that attention, so that they're doing something and kind of still getting the energy out, but that they're able to focus their attention on something. It can seem very counterintuitive for many people, like, okay, so we're going to be doing something that's keeping us busy and that's going to help us to pay attention, but that's the way our brain works, right? And for many of us that are listening, right, this just makes sense. But sometimes it can be really helpful to have that discussion with clients, and then to be consistent about checking in. You know, how did it go? How did it work? Were you able to practice it? Was it useful? Was it helpful? And then to troubleshoot what's working and what's not working. In instances like this, when issues are really getting in the way of the client's functioning, it can be really helpful to have meetings more frequent than once a week, if you are able and if your client is able. I'm really concerned about teenagers, about teens, about parents, and about all the unrealistic expectations that have been placed on us as we're hoping and working to keep ourselves and each other safe. So I hope that this conversation was useful and helpful in your work and with the people that you're serving. If there's anything else that you would like to hear that would be useful to you, please feel free to let me know. Thank you. Bye.